The incident we'll talk about in today's video is based on a real-life event. They found a body in the lake, no ID, no clues, no justice, and what followed wasn't just an investigation into a death, but a descent into a mystery so dense, with silence, dead ends, and eerie coincidences that even the most seasoned detectives involved quietly admitted they had no idea what they were really dealing with. It started on July 2, 2023, at Hollow Creek Lake, a secluded man-made reservoir in northern Maine, surrounded by pine forest and used mostly by locals for fishing, kayaking, and the occasional camping retreat. That morning, around 6:47 a.m., a retired veterinarian named Frank Daly was walking his dog along the eastern dock when he noticed something floating near the edge of the water, tangled in reeds and half submerged. At first, he thought it was a garbage bag or maybe a mannequin until the dog began barking hysterically and refused to move forward. Frank approached slowly and saw a pale hand jutting out from under a torn blue tarp, fingers curled unnaturally. He called 911. By 7:20 a.m., local law enforcement had taped off the area. Divers were brought in and the body of woman's was pulled from the water. She had no ID, no jewelry, no tattoos, no visible scars or piercings. Her clothing, plain jeans and a dark hoodie, was generic and untraceable, all tags removed. The hoodie had one oddity. The drawstrings were tied in a tight, deliberate knot, the kind used in maritime rope work. No shoes. Her face was intact but bloated from water exposure. Her estimated age, mid to late 20s. Autopsy revealed no bruising, no signs of trauma, no alcohol or drugs in her system, no water in her lungs. She had not drowned. Her heart had simply stopped. The cause of death was listed as cardiac arrest with unknown origin. Time of death, 12 to 24 hours before discovery. And yet, no one matching her description had been reported missing anywhere in the state or neighboring states. Her fingerprints yielded no results. Her DNA didn't match anyone in CODIS. Local and national missing persons databases came up empty. Facial recognition scans provided no hits. A mystery woman, born, lived, and died without leaving a trace. Even more unsettling, the lake had been searched just 2 days prior by a wildlife conservation team conducting a routine sonar sweep. At that time, nothing was in the water, meaning whoever placed her there had done so recently, quietly, and with incredible precision. A deeper search of the lake and surrounding woods turned up nothing. No signs of a struggle, no campsite, no vehicle tracks, no drag marks. The only other item found nearby was a single Polaroid photograph, half buried in mud about 30 feet from the shore, warped and water-stained, showing the lake from a high angle at sunset. But in the photo, a figure stood at the center of the water, waist-deep, facing the camera, face obscured by what looked like a sheet or hood. Behind the figure, dozens of tiny orbs reflected in the water like distant eyes. Forensics couldn't determine when or where the photo had been taken, and none of the vantage points around the lake matched the height or angle from which it had been shot. Even stranger, the image had no fingerprints, and the film stock was discontinued in 2006. Investigators canvassed every hotel, bus station, gas station, and store in a 50-mile radius. No one recognized her. No surveillance footage ever captured her arrival. No vehicle was found abandoned nearby. It was as if she'd simply appeared there, lifeless and nameless. But the case took a darker turn when Frank Daly, the man who found her, reported receiving a handwritten letter in his mailbox 2 days later. No stamp, no envelope, just a single piece of paper with neat, block lettering. You weren't supposed to find her. She was meant to rest. Disturbed, Frank turned it over to police, who ran handwriting analysis and found no match in any known database. Then, a second letter arrived, this time at the police station. It read, Stop asking questions. No justice. Only silence. Attached was a black and white photocopy of a news article from 1996 about the drowning of a young girl named Eliza Moreland in the same lake. The article had been partially redacted, with lines scratched out in ink except for one quote from Han Sum Ham, Eliza's mother. "There's something in that water. It takes more than it gives." This led detectives to re-examine the lake's history, which revealed an odd pattern. Since 1972, 6 bodies had been recovered from Hollow Creek, 5 women and 1 man, all found under similarly mysterious conditions. All with no known connections, no causes of death, and no suspects. In each case, the victim was unidentifiable, with their fingerprints and dental records missing from all official records. Some believed it was the work of a serial killer. Others whispered that the lake itself held secrets deeper than its dark waters. Local folklore spoke of a Native American burial site flooded when the dam was constructed, or of cult rituals performed in the forest during the 1980s. One park ranger even claimed to have seen figures standing silently at the water's edge in the dead of night, then vanishing when approached. In desperation, the lead investigator released an AI-generated facial reconstruction to the media, hoping someone would recognize the woman, but no credible tips surfaced. The case grew colder by the week until one morning, the county coroner returned to his office to find the woman's body missing from the freezer. No sign of forced entry, no tampering with locks or surveillance footage. Just an empty drawer and a lingering chill in the air. Inside the drawer was a note. "She belongs to the water." Panic spread through the department. Rumors began to circulate among officers about strange dreams, whispers in the woods, and shadows moving along the lake at night. One deputy resigned without explanation. Another went missing after attempting a solo night patrol along the shoreline. His cruiser was found abandoned, headlights still on, engine running. In the passenger seat, a new Polaroid of the lake, this time empty, but with a single phrase scrawled across the bottom in red ink: "Not the last." The case remains unsolved. The woman remains unnamed. The lake remains open to the public, though few dare visit now. And every July, on the anniversary of the discovery, someone leaves flowers at the dock white lily tied with black ribbon. No one knows who leaves them. No one has ever seen them do it. But the message is always the same. We remember the forgotten.